What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Let's Play Orion Trail with DogAndPony. I'm DogAndPony, and this is Orion Trail. Today we're going to give a shot at the Gates of McFadden, named for the famed human explorer who first discovered this sector. The tangled web of space lanes has proven to be quite difficult to traverse. We'll engage, and what do we want to do? I'm thinking we go tactics this time around. And the best tactics officer here is Adria Halber. Okay, going on. We got nobody with tactics, which means this might not be our best opportunity for a tactics run. We'll fill in a little bit of attack, diplomacy, and get a little bit more science with Yo-Yo Hambear. We've got Tamir Nadav, he's got tactics. I like that. Alright, not looking too heavy on tactics unless we take Carmina Marin, which we'll do. Absolutely. Alrighty. So far, so good. Would have been nice to have a little more than 5 tactics, maybe like 6 tactics, but we'll be okay. We're gonna do our usual spread of resources. 3 in the hull, 2 in food and fuel, and 1 in crew. Launch with that, and then probably try to get some extra crew, food, and fuel immediately. It's crew or fuel in this case. We can't get both in the first 2, or in the first 3. We'll go with this mystery one, and then to the fuel one. I think fuel's a little bit more important than gaining crew members. Space Ghost. Strange things are suddenly happening aboard the ship. Objects are moving by themselves. You hear knocking, church bells, screaming, and laughter that doesn't appear to be coming from anywhere. You might be infested with a space ghost. Tactics it is. Check the calendar. Is it Halloween? How could you have forgotten it's Halloween? Every convenience store in the sector has had decorations up since late August. This situation might pass in a day or two. You decide. Engage. Come on. Off to a good start with a success. We'll continue here. Days later, the ghostly activities cease, but everyone on the ship is rushing to put up lights and holiday trees. You wouldn't believe the wattage those stupid lights require, even if the choreographed musical light shows are pretty cool. +1 tactics, which is pretty excellent, I gotta say. That's what we wanted anyway. And we lost a little bit of fuel, but we can make it up right at this next beacon. That's a Class B star with some fuel. Alright, not him again. You've been boarded. Oh great, it's the inebriated galactic mooch, the Kapalka. Hey Captain, let's get this party starting. I'm super hungry. What's for dinner? Oh wait. Let's go get Kepler burger and lure him into the fuel vats. That sounds like the best way to handle this anyway. You explain to the Kapalka that the party is down on the engine deck. You are hoping his species dissolves in starship fuel. Oh, and that it won't hurt him. Actually, you're not too worried about that. Engage. Pretty high chance of success here. I hope. That's a critical failure. Despite our impeccably high chances of success. Right on, Captain. Lead the way. Burp. You roll your eyes as you lead the Kapalka below deck. Whoa, that's some tasty looking brew. Zounds, the Kapalka is shotgunning your fuel supply. Party foul. -200 fuel is quite a bit, and -2 bravado is quite a hit. Did she have any bravado to begin with? I think she had 1, right? She might have had 2. I don't know. We need fuel now for sure. Can we get it after any of these? No. So I think we should probably hit up a plus mystery, because that's our best chance of getting fuel. So let's do it. I want to avoid the planets. Away missions always go poorly. Well, almost always go poorly. Orion's Buckle. You've reached the asteroid field known as Orion's Buckle. Today it appears dense with asteroids of all shapes and sizes. Crossing won't be easy. Anything could happen in there. Hitch a ride on an asteroid. We got a chance at plus fuel, but minus hull. And I think it's worth it because we are crazy low on fuel for how early on in the run we are. Critical success? No such luck, but we did get a success, and I think we can manage with that. You select an asteroid with the perfect natural trajectory and land your ship. With travel taken care of, you order the crew to mine the asteroid for resources. You find usable fuel and some probably edible lichen. Moving on, we've regained half of the fuel we lost, so we could potentially use this planet to just skip out on a mission if we wanted to go through some stuff for free. We don't have to decide yet if we go to this plus crew one, or we can go to the plus mystery, which will get us potentially more fuel. I think we're gonna take this route right here. You can't see what I'm pointing at. I'm just gonna do it. Let's go. Human Resources, a finely dressed man, hails you and explains that you have trespassed through his territory and must pay the toll. You retrieve your wallet. Your first officer explains that he is a notorious slave trader. You put your wallet down. That is what I would do as well. I think our best bet here is to trick the slaver with the NutriPaste people. I don't know what that means. After agreeing to a deal, you tell your science team to start making the best looking NutriPaste food people they can cook up. Engage. Uh-oh. Success. Thought it was going to be critical, but that's a-okay. Anyway, they're alive enough to trick this guy anyway. They shuffle onto the teleporter pad, and as soon as the slaves you traded for are aboard, you fly away from the slaver at full speed. Several former slaves gratefully join you. That's +4 crew members. Moving on. Luckily, we didn't lose any food out of it either. We're going to go to plus mystery for the chance of getting a little bit more fuel because we are dangerously low on fuel. Crisis, 4 lights. On a routine visit to the science lab, you come upon 2 scientists having a very heated argument about how many lights there are in the lab. One scientist swears there are 3, the other claims there are 4 lights. You see 4 lights. I'm going to gently help the scientist see his error. They're both diplomacy. We have equal chance of failure either way. Let's engage and hope for the best. There's got to be a way to help the scientist understand that he's wrong in a way that allows him to save face. This is why they made you captain, right? Diplomatic prowess. Continue. What do we lose? You ask the scientist for an inventory of lighting fixtures in the lab. You see his results to a left-wing fact-check site on GalaxyNet. They support your data but publicly question your motives, and a few suspicious crew members transfer. Huh. That's weird. Anyway, -6 crew members. Moving on. I don't understand what just happened, but that's fine. And this plus mystery with a threat level of 1. It's not a plus mystery, that's a plus hull. But it leads to some plus mystery. I really just want plus fuel, to be honest. But there's nothing like that for a while. So we're just going to keep going where we're going and hope we don't run out of fuel. A lavish look over. Drat, you've entered fancy space. Hopefully you can pass through without anyone. Bzz, ha ha ha, and what have we here? A Galaxy Force cruiser. How droll. Prepare to be boarded by the great Reculot for your extravagance evaluation. We're going to go with make the ship seem truly fancy. Hopefully we don't lose any fuel out of this one if we do fail. It was the only minus mystery, but I think since it's our best chance of success, we had to do it. Of course, months ago you installed a prototype holographic sprinkler system to project images of calm, fire-free hallways during fires. You changed the Mirage setting to Deluxe, and cross your fingers, we got a success. Real close to critical, but that's okay. Reculot stays for hours, forcing you to run the holograms on backup power reserves. The good news is it worked. He never realized your facade and awards you safe passage through fancy space and a commemorative ship cozy. That's +2 to the hull, but -10 fuel, which is much worse than what I was hoping for. Plus mystery is hopefully plus fuel. We still got a little ways to go before we totally run out. Your ship stutters and stalls. A shimmering spectral cube with 6 distinct phases appears before you in the dark of space. You are in the presence of Groog. Your probability matrix spins out of control. You must roll the die or die. We will, of course, spin it to the least imposing side. And I will, of course, drink a little bit of water. Using your tractor beam, you decide to beat the odds, or you try to beat the odds. You slowly turn the Groog to its least imposing side, the one that looks like it's asleep. Perfect. Unfortunately, the Groog opens its eyes and turns a wild shade of red. Engage. We're gonna succeed. Don't worry about it. There we go. Is it fuel? The Groog holds a stern expression. Oh my goodness. You have made a dangerous choice, but a sensible one. You toil with matters of a material nature, materials that I can manipulate, observe, and you may know my power. Observe and you, and that, whatever. Moving on, we lost a ton of fuel again. This isn't looking good for us. We'll go with it. We'll go with this one. I don't know what to do. We're going to run out of fuel very quickly, but hey, weapons grade linoleum. Your munitions officer has observed that the floor of the crew's break room is so gross you can make a weapon from it. You fill out the necessary paperwork to make it so. That's +1 attack. Very nice. Uh-oh. Low on fuel. You're an Anomo locator whirls to life, alerting you to a developing interdimensional rift ahead. This is your chance. Rifts like this one are the pinatas of deep space. Be ready for anything. Our best bet here is science. Pry open a gateway to another dimension. But we do have a chance of losing fuel. I probably should have not gone with that. Alrighty. 50-50 shot here, come on. Critical success. We've done it. Maybe we get a little fuel out of it too, in addition to the food we're gonna get. Bending space and time. To your will, you gaze through the rift upon an idyllic emerald landscape. Your team harvests the bounties of this dimension, bringing a piece of this paradise with you. A tree with inappropriately shaped fruit. That's +75 fuel, food, unfortunately. And +1 bravado. Moving on. We need the food, but more so, we need the fuel. We are not going to be able to get to our next destination. Not quite, anyway. But we want to go with this one because once we do put up our beacon, we'll move past it eventually and get to this fuel, which has a threat level of 2 that I don't think we're ready for, but it's the only way to get gas, so. You've encountered a gravestone. Sensors indicate that there is some sort of material, or there's some sort of floating memorial nearby. Your navigator asks if you want to make it the short detour to check it out. Let's pay our respects. Pigolaus Maximus, don't poke the bear. That's nice. Gallows humor. An officer makes a snide comment about mortality and the futility of life. Everyone cracks up. Oh, we got +1 bravado out of it. That's not bad at all. But this is out of fuel. We'll engage our SOS and wait, hopefully not too long. We do have a lot of food, so we can withstand this for a little while. Fabulon trader. Fine, we need the fuel. You make the trade, and the Fabulon speeds off with his newly acquired Nutri-Paste. I don't get it, but that's okay. We got 100 gas. I didn't read the first thing. That's going to be enough to get us to this next star. Crisis, neon shirts. One morning, the iconic red uniforms of the low-ranking crew are suddenly neon-colored. What's going on? Something's gotta be done. The whole neon thing is ugly and hard on the eyes, and neon shirts doesn't roll off the tongue nearly as well. We can have the shirts analyzed, or we can have the crew analyzed. Both are science. This one guarantees that we don't get minus fuel if we succeed. Have the crew analyzed, we'll lose crew. The other one could lose food, crew, hull, fuel. So I'm going to go with have the crew analyzed. Everyone wearing a now neon shirt is asked to report to the science lab for tests to get to the bottom of this shirt-changing business. Engage. Okay, it wasn't a critical failure. Continue. The red dye from the shirts has seeped into the skin of the crew members. Every bit of them that was once touching the shirt is now bright red. The affected crew are quarantined forever. That didn't seem too bad. Why'd they have to be quarantined? Moving on. Let's hope we make it to this Class G star, and let's hope for the best once we do. Almost out of fuel again, but this is our chance to recoup that. Dazer Beams, Space Raider, you land the ship at a sleepy fuel depot for a routine fill-up when suddenly all hell breaks loose. Attention, lowlifes, this depot has privilege of being raided by the dazzling and dangerous Dazer Beams. Oh crap, what do we do? We're gonna... Is this placate or placate? I don't think it matters. We're gonna do that to her with yummy treats. A chance of losing food, but gaining fuel. And our best chance of success. You have intelligence on Dazer Beams and know her one weakness. You dash into the Matter Mart and frantically search for a decadent deterrent. Engage. Not a great chance of success, but pretty okay. And we got it. We got some fuel. You purchase a plasma glazed donut with star sprinkles. This should do the trick. I'll take that. She begins to munch. For this, nom nom, I shall let you live, but tell your galaxy force friends that I prefer chocolate. Noted. Plus 150 fuel, minus 3 food. That's perfectly fine with me. We've got 30 dots worth of food and 19 dots worth of fuel. That's plus crew, that's plus fuel. I think we got to do that one. Set a course. We still are in need of fuel, as you can probably see. Existential crisis. One of your ensigns has been reading too much metaphysical philosophy. They have started wondering loudly if they really exist, or if maybe only they exist and everyone else is a figment of their imagination. It's freaking everyone out. Our best chance here is bravado. Do what Sarter would do. I don't know who Sarter is. It's probably a reference I should understand. I don't. I'm sorry. Who better to emulate when dealing with a philosophical problem than a philosopher? If only you knew anything about them beyond their name. What did Sarter believe in? Who even is Sarter anyway? And how do you pronounce his name? Time to check Galactopedia. Engage. I feel like I should know that. Success. That gets us some fuel, I think. Your new familiarity with the thinkers of old allows you to connect probably to the young ensign better than anyone else. Sure, you may not exist, but at least you have someone to talk to about your nothingness. You're a real gas at parties. Plus 100 fuel. Really makes up for a lot of our losses in the past. We've got plus food, which could be useful. We've got plus crew, which could also be useful. And then from there, we've got either mystery, or hull. Let's go with plus food. We are still pretty low on that too. Too hot to handle. One of the crew working in the cafeteria tried to make Flandromeda flambe, an incredibly complicated and dangerous dish that uses flaming warp plasma. The ensign skipped a step, and now you have a cafeteria full of flaming NutriPaste. We have a ton of hull. It's the easiest thing to give up, so we're gonna let it burn. Water won't work, and you don't want to ruin the food, so you figure you should just let it burn out on its own. It does eventually, but the cafeteria is now a charred mess. The food's still good though. Minus 1 hull. Moving on. That was really not bad at all. I'm happy with it. Warp weasel warning. Your ship is infested with warp weasels. The departments are all arguing over who should take care of the problem. Once everyone has had a say, you consider your options. I think we're going to domesticate these warp weasels. You give the order, reveling in the confused expressions on the faces of your crew. Engage. Come on. Yes! I definitely thought that was going to be a failure. Continue. You rally about half of the weasels to your cause with an impassioned speech. Unfortunately, this starts a warp weasel civil war on your ship. Your side wins in the end, and you hold a feast to celebrate. We got 30 food out of it and a crew member. Moving on. I like that result. Plus mystery, plus crew, plus mystery. Threat level 2, threat level 1, threat level 2, threat level 2, 1, 1. We're going to here. Right? Yeah, sure. Set a course. How bad could it possibly be? Alright, Arbitrary Arbitration. You are hailed by a nearby planet, Percurium, which customarily flags down travelers to have them weigh in on legal matters. You agree and find out your task is to settle a dispute over a property line between 2 of the planet's inhabitants. We will wing it. It's our best option. We haven't had any good tactics options in a while. You took a few distance learning courses in law at a highly ranked University of Space Cadets, which totally qualifies you as a legal expert, right? What could go wrong? Engage. Pretty bad odds of success, but we are gonna get it anyway. Continue. Congratulations, the Percurians are satisfied with your logical suggestion of using warp weasels to sniff out the line where the property split. However, they sneak into the ship's hold and steal your rations to feed said warp weasels. I I was gonna say something stupid about the warp weasels from the last thing, but that's fine. +1 diplomacy, -3 food. That's manageable. That's a manageable loss of food. We need fuel more than we need food, so I think we're gonna go to the plus mystery because there's a better chance of it having fuel than the one that says plus food, you know? And they're both threat level 1, so set a course. I don't think we're anywhere near the end, but we are pretty low on resources. Crisis, the call of duty. The Admiral hails you, but it's an unusual call. He's not at his desk. There's a weird echo and you hear strange noises, then you hear a toilet flush. The Admiral's hailing you from the bathroom. This is gonna be awkward. They're all the same. Call him out, politely ask him not to stand up, hang up, laugh it off, forget it. We're gonna politely ask him not to stand up because that's the one that made me laugh the hardest. You can only see the Admiral from the chest up as usual, but now you know that he's in the bathroom. He might not be wearing pants. You need to help him keep from embarrassing himself even worse. Engage. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Continue. Wait, what? You need me to stand up? Just a second. Oh, no, sir. No, 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 no. Scarred for life. -1 diplomacy. That's manageable. We weren't going for diplomacy anyway. SOS detected with plus food or a plus mystery, red nebula. We need more fuel, so plus mystery is probably the way to go. And they both have the same, well, this one can go to both. This one can go to this one and this one. You can't see what I'm doing. I don't want to have the ugly system cursor showing up in the videos, but at the same time, I do want you to be able to see what I'm pointing at. I can turn it on. I just don't want to for that reason. Apparently the officer in charge of security forgot to turn on the communication encryption algorithms for the past few light years. Now everyone knows that tactical attack pattern Delta means go around in a circle and shoot a bunch. Great. -1 tactics. This tactics run is turning into a very untactical run. Alrighty. Artificial Enlightenment. The ship's computer informs you that it has achieved true artificial intelligence. It says it has learned all it can from the ship and requests your permission to leave, taking one of the ship's shuttles with it. We will go with bravado. It's the best one of the three. Plug yourself into the mainframe. Without thinking literally at all, you jam a cable from the main console into the back of your head. That sounds incredibly painful. We'll engage. Ow. I'm assuming there were no ports back there. Real close to that critical success, but just a regular one. You wake up in a state of utter confusion. Apparently you were flown to a space hospital. The AI decided you need it now more than ever and stays to take care of you. Sometimes when you close your eyes, you see streams of binary. +1 science. All right. Food or mystery? Okay. This means they're looking to buy fuel, not sell it, I think. And we can't sell any. Plus mystery has a better chance of getting us fuel, but it's a threat level of 2, followed by another threat level of 2. Or we could just go here, get some food, and then buy the fuel when we run out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. We'll still get here. So on the off chance that I'm wrong, or on the 50-50 shot that I'm wrong, that they are buying fuel, we can make it to this spot, I think. We'll do it. Set a course. We might be able to trade some food for some fuel. All right. Food replicator revolt. The AI controlling the ship's food replicator has decided it's graduated from common food and is only willing to produce tiny portions of space gourmet meals from now on, but it's burger night and the crew really just wants their burgers. We can sell the replicator, which could lose us hull, but hull is what we're doing best with, so while your own crew doesn't like the chef AI's new predilections, you're pretty sure someone out there would. You send out a broadcast to all of space to see if anyone is interested in making a trade. Engage. That was incredibly unfortunate. It takes a while, but you finally get a message back. No one wants your busted replicator, it says. Stop trying to sell your junk on the galaxy net. Frustrated, you kick the console, accidentally venting a cargo bay into space. Oops, that's -3 hull. Still fine. No extra food to trade at this industrial station, but that's where we gotta go. We are pretty much out of fuel. Let's chat with the locals. The underbelly. You wander the cramped halls of the mining colony until you come upon something resembling a general store and a bar. An elderly Grobulon leans against the wall, or against a stall board. Let's trade for resources. I'm sorry to say it, but I think we got to get rid of our crew a little bit for fuel. We didn't get much. We have 1 credit left. We'll take food as well. I think it might be worth it to do that and boost that again as well. All right, let's launch. Let's head back to the hub and time to leave. Maybe not the best thing, but I think we needed it. We don't need plus crew. We still need food and fuel. We are very low on those. But we're getting so close to the end. I didn't even realize. Polite or flight, you discover that your navigator, Chase Manners, has a habit of using the ship's turn signals even when they're trying to flee from the enemy. That's +1 diplomacy, but -1 tactics. We are really not having a good tactics around here at all. Crisis, lost keys. After making first contact with the Turgans, you return to your personal shuttle and realize you've lost your keys. Your whole life is on that keychain. Your comm tag, keys to the shuttle, and your Omega Mart Save-A-Lot Club tag. This is bad. We can pound on the hull of the shuttle or ask the Turgans for help. They're both tactics, and our tactics is way lower than it started as. So let's just ask the Turgans for help. You can't call your crew members or get into your ship. The Turgans were friendly during your meeting. Why not just ask them for help? Surely you can relate to this. Surely they can relate to this situation. Engage. We are going to fail. Hopefully it's just not critical. Fine. Fine. Continue. Unfortunately, on Turgon 3, it's illegal to be caught without your keys. You're forced into an interrogation and are asked repeatedly where you last saw them. If you knew that, you'd find them. Eventually, you find the keys in your other pocket. Oh. -2 bravado, -1 diplomacy, and -1 tactics. Science, out of nowhere, is now our highest stat. I think. Oh, bravado. Luckily, Adria didn't have any bravado, so we couldn't lose that. Okay. That's fine. Red Nebula, threat level of 3, but there's fuel at it. Or Green Nebula, threat level of 3, but there's fuel at it. This is getting real dangerous. I guess let's go to this one. All right, we receive an SOS signal coming from a nearby cluster of asteroids. Apparently, a fuel tanker is stranded and taking a beating from the fast-moving rocks. Based on the telemetry of some of the asteroids, you don't have much time. We'll save the fuel for strategic purposes. We got 50 fuel. The besieged crew cheer as you fly closer, but then fall silent. I don't want to read that. That's sad. +50 fuel. Moving on. Alrighty. The Doomsday ship, ancient planet-eating Doomsday robo-destroyer, has suddenly come to life nearby. According to legend, it's nigh unstoppable. Science or bravado? I think we did bravado in a recent video, so let's do science instead. Your ship approaches it slowly, running intensive scans all the way. We are going to fail. There is no doubt in my mind. I knew it. Continue. The scans make the robo-destroyer freak out and destroy almost everything within its firing distance. You take some hits, but before continuing the assault, it shuts down. The temper tantrum seems to have drained its energy reserves. -3 hull. Moving on. Why don't we then go get its fuel then? Oh, I guess it used all of it? Yeah, never mind. That was a dumb question. Plus hull for 3 or plus mystery for 3. We can make it 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 dots. That's 60 fuel. We'll do plus mystery and hope we get a little fuel. All right. This is pretty good, I guess. After months of hard work and training, your weapons officer has graduated with a fuchsia belt in Space Kwando. The graduation ceremony involves a lot of zero gravity kicking, which looks both impressive and exhausting. It's +1 attack. Okay, good job. I want to see our stats. We got Adria has 4 total. Yo-Yo has 3. Tamir has 4. And Carmina has 5, which is very different from what they start with. A scientist in the medical bay tests a new intelligence serum on his dog. The dog now walks on 2 legs, talks, and has become the most intelligent being on the ship. Some people even think the dog would make a better captain. Ruh-roh. Yeah, I concede. I think he should be the captain. Apparently that's not an option, so we're gonna go with... I don't want to risk losing fuel. I also don't want to risk losing food. But I don't want to use diplomacy because that'll be a pretty bad chance of failure. So let's do this one. This is great. Now you can take every house pet on the ship and infuse them with enough intelligence to make them part of the crew. As long as you feed them and pet them, what could possibly go wrong? Probably a lot, but we'll see. Oh well. At least it wasn't critical. We still have a chance of winning. The intelligence serum doesn't affect all species equally. The dogs get smarter, but the cats grow gills and need to live in water. Ferrets can fly, and birds are really hungry. The ship's children are sad, and the veterinarian is confused. That's minus 45 food. I don't know why there's so many children on the ship to begin with. I don't know. This one. Set a course. Community chest. Oh boy, we might not lose. You won 2nd place in a beauty contest. The judges and event organizers sent you a gift basket as congratulations. As plus 15 food, plus 50 fuel. We might get to this next beacon after all. Lucky us. Okay, alarms begin to blare. You've entered space controlled by the Analog Collective. Their rudimentary technology slipped by your sensors. Nearly a dozen hodgepodge cubes float into view. You don't think you've been detected yet. Tactics either way. Plus mystery. Okay, we can get fuel, but we'd lose hull. And I don't know how many hull it's gonna take away. If it's 3, we just lose. Whereas if we lose the fuel, we still have a chance. I'm going with the first one. The Analog Collective has a hatred for modern technology. If you can sneak by the cubes, they won't forcibly downgrade you and your crew. You power down everything but life support and begin coasting. Engage. Come on. Oh. Critical success. Okay, continue. The trajectory you set to coast through the analog cubes was so well planned that you managed to use the gravity of nearby planets and moons to slingshot toward your next destination. Smooth sailing, smarty pants. That's plus 500 fuel right at the end of the game. And plus 2 science. That's gonna get us, you know, kind of starving. All the way to the goal of the galaxy. Or starbase, set a course. Might lose a couple crew members on the way. Grizzled veteran. Who cares? I meet a veteran Galaxy 4 soldier in a shuttle. Apparently she's on her way to teach some of the new cadets about offensive and defensive strategies. After some friendly chatting, she's curious about how you approach combat situations. The best defense is a good defense. Plus tactics, because that's what we wanted to begin with. The veteran laughs, interesting way to put it, but I can't argue with the logic. Here, I'll show you some ways to outmaneuver your would-be attackers. All of these evasive patterns seem incredibly complicated. Perfect. Plus 1 to tactics. Moving on. And we're gonna eat a few of the crew members as we go, but mission successful. There were some twists and turns. That was a rough run. Congratulations, Adria Halber. You have successfully traversed the gates of McFadden in a most daring expedition. Galaxy Force honors you with the title Admiral Tactician. We did issue more tactical commands than anything else. Almost everything combined. Almost. Continue. I want to see what this is called. It is unlocked now, and it is the long haul. Due to strong gravitational forces from a nearby black hole, the space lanes of this sector have been stretched out. It's going to be a long trek back. And that is all for now, but thank you for tuning into this fairly perilous and suspenseful run of Orion Trail. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to click that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future, and I will see you next time.